Hello everyone, I'm going to solve one example today that illustrates chapter 4, the market forces of supply and demand. What is our example? Suppose we are analyzing the market for hot chocolate. Graphically illustrate the impact each of the following would have on demand or supply. Also show how equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity would change. So the first case is winter starts and the weather turns sharply colder. I will use this three-step analysis. The first step says that, okay, demand or supply will be affected. As you know, when winter starts get colder, what you do as a buyer, you want to crave for more hot chocolate. Since I said buyer, the demand is going to be affected, demand. And the second step, we will decide in which direction the demand change. Demand will increase because you will buy more hot chocolate in the winter, so the demand is going to increase. And the last step is comparing the previous equilibrium and the new equilibrium. To do that, let me erase here. Okay. Now for the third step, I need to draw graph, demand and supply curves. Let's do that. This is the third step. I'm drawing the previous equilibrium. That means before the winter, hot chocolate market was at equilibrium. There was the price of hot chocolate here and the quantity on the horizontal axis. And this is the demand for hot chocolate and this is the supply for hot chocolate. Demand 1 and supply 1. And at initial equilibrium, as you see, there were Q1 quantity of hot chocolate in the market and the price was P1. Now, as you see, the demand for hot chocolate increase. We know that an increase is a shift to the right. Any increase is moving shift to the right to this direction. And it's going to be a parallel shift. Let's do that here. As you see, when we shift the demand curve to the right, it's a parallel shift. The distance between these two curves are the same, but shifting to the right. So at every prices, now people want to demand more chocolate. Even the previous prices, they want to demand more chocolate. Now let's find the new equilibrium. New equilibrium is going to be the new demand curve, which is D2, intersecting with the old supply curve because supply didn't change because of this winter change. Demand is affected, and as you see here, it is my new equilibrium. And at that new equilibrium, we have a higher quantity and higher prices. So the events are going in order. First, winter starts, okay, and people buy more hot chocolate, so the demand shifts, demand increase. Since there are more demand for hot chocolate in the market, with the given quantity Q1, suppliers cannot deal with that quantity, so there is a pressure on the price. Think of that, everybody wants to buy hot chocolate, but in the previous amount that you cannot be able to keep up with the demand. So what is going to happen, because the demand increase for the hot chocolate, not because the winter starts, the demand increase for the hot chocolate, the price of the hot chocolate will increase. Since the price increases, producing hot chocolate becomes more profitable, and as a consequences of these events, suppliers will increase their amount to the new level Q2. As you see, supply didn't shift here because the event affect demand. Since demand change, price of the hot chocolate change, and since price of the hot chocolate change, supply increase. Supply increase is because of the change in the price, is not because of the winter. Since there is a price change, you are not shifting the supply curve, you are moving along the curve from previous price to the new price. As you see, at the new equilibrium, it's going to be a higher quantity and higher prices. So you will write price will increase because winter starts and quantity will increase. Okay. Let's look at the second case. The price of tea, a substitute for hot chocolate, falls. So two of them have the similar taste, okay? They are both hot and they satisfy similar desires for the customers. And when you look at the hot chocolate price, the price of tea falls. So what does that mean? People are going to buy more tea because it's cheaper relative to hot chocolate. Since it satisfies the similar desires, they will buy less hot chocolate. As I said, buy. So from that perspective, the price of related good change, demand will change, not the supply, because it's not related about the production. People's taste about hot chocolate. People want to buy hot chocolate, but tea becomes cheaper, so they buy tea. Since they are consuming tea, they don't buy hot chocolate more. And the demand will decrease, right? And now I am analyzing this on the graph, but I will start that before the price of the tea drops, the hot chocolate market is in equilibrium with the price is in equilibrium quantity. Here you see demand 1 and supply 1, and there is an equilibrium point with amount Q1 is sold in the market and P1 is sold. Now I'm saying that the demand for hot chocolate decreases. The demand for hot chocolate decreases means the demand curve for hot chocolate will shift to the left, as you see, demand 2. So the next question is, am I going to change supply? No, I'm not going to change supply because the price of tea falls will affect the demand for hot chocolate. Okay, now people are buying less hot chocolate and suppliers are realizing that they produce hot chocolate but they are not selling as much as before. So as you see, people buying less, the price of the hot chocolate will decrease. Since the price of hot chocolate will decrease, suppliers are going to adjust their supply. They will decrease the amount of hot chocolate they produce. So at the new equilibrium, there will be less quantity and lower price. As you see, any event affects one time the graphs, okay? Supply and demand will be affected one time. And the second adjustment of either supply or demand is due to the price changes, okay? So we will say the 3 P2 will be lower and Q2 will be lower when you compare to the previous equilibrium. Now let's look at the third one. In third one, the price of cocoa beans decreases. As you know, to produce hot chocolate, you need cocoa beans. Now I'm talking about an ingredient that is important. Now I'm not talking, I don't care how much are the cocoa beans because I'm not buying cocoa beans. The suppliers are buying cocoa beans because it is the ingredient for hot chocolate. And the cost of ingredients is increasing means that, decreasing means that suppliers are going to produce more hot chocolate because producing hot chocolate becomes more profitable given that the ingredients are decreasing in price. So the supply will be affected. Supply is going to increase. And now I'm going to draw and show it on the graph. To show it, I have P and Q, as you know. And I will start with the previous equilibrium before this event happens, which we have demand 1 and supply 1, and the equilibrium is Q1 and P1. But since now, because we have a more supply, that means shifting supply to the right in this direction, shifting a parallel shift of supply, S2. Now the new equilibrium is the previous demand because demand is not going to shift. There is nothing demand shifters in this question. Only there is one supply shifter, which is cost of production. And here the new equilibrium is the intersection of the demand 1 and supply 2. As you see, there will be more hot chocolate produced. Since there are more hot chocolate produced, the price of the hot chocolate will be lower. So price will decrease, but quantity will increase. Let's court case. A better method of harvesting cocoa beans is introduced. Now again, the question is, you need to think, if there is a better method of cocoa beans is introduced, who's going to be affected from this event? First of all, people who are harvesting cocoa beans are going to harvest cocoa beans more efficiently, right? They will produce more output, and that's the reason the cocoa beans prices will be cheaper, because now you are producing more efficiently using less cost, and this will reflect for the suppliers of cocoa beans. They will sell cocoa beans cheaper. So when cocoa beans prices decrease, it's the same as for the third case, because at the third case, suppliers increase their hot chocolate because producing hot chocolate becomes cheaper, and since producing hot chocolate becomes cheaper, each hot chocolate becomes more profitable. The same here too. I know the price of the cocoa beans are going to be cheaper because now it's efficient to produce cocoa beans, yes. And then supply for hot chocolate is going to increase because the ingredient cocoa beans is going to be cheaper and each hot chocolate will be more profitable and supply will increase. So the analysis will be the same. We will start with first equilibrium before the event starts, which D1 and S1, and then as you see, supply is going to shift to the right, and at the new equilibrium there will be a higher quantity and lower price. So price will be lower, quantity will be higher. Fifth, the Surgeon General of the US announced that hot chocolate cures acne. So here, it may not be a Surgeon General, but Dr. Oz may said on TV that, okay, hot chocolate cures acne. And many people, buyers, I'm saying not the suppliers, it's not related to cost of production or the technological improvement in production. It's about the demand side. Buyers are going to listen, this news will go buy more hot chocolate. As you see, demand is going to increase. Okay, because now consuming hot chocolate is healthy. And now I'm comparing the previous and the new equilibrium. The previous equilibrium is demand 1, supply 1. And now since demand increase, move to this direction. As you see here, when you compare with the old one, higher level of quantity, and I'm sorry, I did make a mistake. I'm shifting the supply. I'm raising this. Demand is shifting and I'm shifting supply on the graph. So that's an example of you shouldn't solve a question fast. Okay, here, this is my previous equilibrium, demand and supply. And now I'm saying that demand is going to increase. You see, demand 2. And now in this new equilibrium, as you see, there will be higher price and higher quantity. Let's move to example. Protesting farmers dump millions of gallons of milk, causing the price of milk to rise. So again, the milk is an ingredient for hot chocolate. And now the ingredient is becoming more expensive, so cost of production is increasing. When cost of production is increasing, that means each hot chocolate becomes less profitable. So since it's less profitable, supply will go down. Since supply will go down, it's going to shift to the left. Let's see it on the graph. This is my supply 1. This is my demand 1. Now I said that supply will decrease. You see, at this new equilibrium, prices will increase. Comparing this price and this quantity, quantity will decrease. 7. Consumer income falls because of a recession and hot chocolate is considered a normal good. If some good is normal, that means when your income is increasing, you buy more of it. And in the reverse case, when your income decreases, you buy less of it. So it's a normal good. So the income increases, you buy more, normal good, buy more. But income decreases, you buy less of it. And in this case, hot chocolate is a normal good, income decreases, demand will decrease for hot chocolate. And now let's analyze this in the market. This is my quantity, price. This is my demand. This is my supply. And now demand is going to be less. And we find, now when we compare with the previous equilibrium, it's here and here. Price will be lower, quantity will be lower. 8. Producers expect the price of hot chocolate to increase next month. Here the key point, whether it affects supply or demand, is the producers. Producers expect the price of hot chocolate to increase next month. So expectations are maybe a little bit weird, because if there is an expectation for the next month, you decrease the amount, production amount this month, because you expect to sell more in the future. So supply will decrease, and since supply will decrease, quantity, price, demand, supply, and now you are going to supply less hot chocolate today. Since you supply less hot chocolate, the price of chocolate will be higher than before and quantity will be less, comparing with this P1 and Q1 to P2 and Q2. Next, currently the price of hot chocolate is 0.50 per cup above equilibrium. Now we are talking about the price of the good we are analyzing. It's not a shifter, a demand or supply shifter. It should be a movement along the curve. Okay, what it says, the market is not in equilibrium. This is supply, this is demand. The price is above here, above the equilibrium, 0.50 cents. Okay. So what is going to happen in this market? As you know, when there is disequilibrium, the demand of hot chocolate is that much. Supply of hot chocolate is that much. This is the quantity 1, this is quantity 2. As you see, there are more hot chocolate than people want to buy. So there is excess supply of hot chocolate. When producers see that they cannot sell their hot chocolate, they will decrease the amount of hot chocolate, and while they are decreasing, the price of the hot chocolate will decrease. Since while the price will decrease for hot chocolate, sellers are going to decide selling less, and each hot chocolate becomes less profitable, so they decrease some amount of hot chocolate, and some suppliers from the market will leave the market because now the hot chocolate is cheaper. And given that the price becomes cheaper, more people want to buy hot chocolate, so the demand will increase until when it comes to equilibrium price. That is the idea of how you analyze the hot chocolate market.